What's going on? Zach Adelstein here with Daily Edge Sports, bringing you another college football video. Today, going to be going over some of the Saturday early games on Underdog. A lot of really fun games on Saturday this week. First week of November, November 1st, and the last month of the season. It's kind of wrapping up, which kind of stinks for our time of the year, but a lot of good games, a lot left to figure out. First college football playoff rankings come out next week. Yeah, looking at some of these morning games, we got Vanderbilt at Texas, which is probably the big game of the morning, which is weird to say with Penn State, Ohio State there, which has been a big game for a while. Miami SMU actually has a lot. Actually, before SMU lost last week, had a lot to determine. Still a big game for Miami. Just some other fun games on the slate. Going to go all the way up to some of these noon games for this noon game. Uh, and yeah, later in the day, we have the world's biggest cocktail party. Um, Texas Tech still trying to keep it going. Oklahoma, Tennessee. Yeah, just a bunch of good, solid games, solid weekend of football. And any weekend of football we're gonna miss in about a month. So yeah, let's get going. Before we do, let's talk about Daily Edge Sports. If you are not in Daily Edge Sports yet, you are missing out. We are constantly putting out slips. I know a ton of slips for NBA. Hit some big slips the last week, and just really, really having a good year, good time with some of these slips. Sports Equinox this week got some NHL slips, MLB slips coming out for the World Series, and obviously tons of NFL, college football, and NBA content. If you want to make your own slips, we got you with that too with our tools, top of the line tools. That Demons and Goblins tool is heating up. Our Underdog projected EV tool. We're working on our website. Actually, about to release that in the next couple of months. Gonna have some updates there, some new tools, some new looks, and yeah, just really, really gonna upgrade everything we do. So yeah, get on over to Daily Edge Sports if you're not there yet. And yeah, let's jump into some of these early games. So yeah, first place we're gonna go here. Gonna go to this West Virginia at Houston. Houston's a home favorite here. Uh, they are favored here by 12 and a half points with a 49.5 point total. Can only get the quarterback though, Connor Wegman. Wegman obviously was at A&M last year, kind of lost his job and transferred over to U of H. Kind of been up and down with what he's been doing this year. But if you look at him the last couple of weeks, he has been running the ball a ton. 98 yards against Arizona, 111 yards against Arizona State. They kind of struggled those games where he wasn't running against Oregon State, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. Kind of squeaked by. Really didn't do well against in that Texas Tech game. Last couple of games, they've played great in letting him run the ball. Last two games, he has run the ball 35 times for 209 yards, and he's just gotten one sack. Just allowed U of H has allowed just one sack in those two games. West Virginia has given up at least 40 rush yards in three of their five big games this year to quarterbacks, and they're giving up just under 4.5 yards per rush. I think Wegman's going to get a good amount of usage here. U of H is a big favorite. They're going to let him run the ball. They're going to keep it going. They're a dark horse now to get into that Big 12 championship game. They need a little bit to happen in front of them, but everybody in front of them plays each other. Um, as far as Texas Tech, BYU, and Cincinnati go, Cincinnati has a big game here against Utah. And yeah, I really like this spot for him to continue on his ways with these rushing yards. Next place we're going to go is someone that's made us some money this year. Had a really good year. The line actually bumped a little bit. Going to this Rutgers at Illinois game. Going down to Hank Beatty. His line earlier was at 61 and a half receiving yards. I still like it at 69 and a half receiving yards. But where I really want to go is this reception line. If you come down and look, he has at least five receptions in every game except one this year. Has at least six receptions in three of his last four games. Um, obviously that Purdue game was a weird game. The Indiana game, just they pulled their starters like at halftime. They didn't even let their starters stay in that game. They got blown out so bad. I think for this slip, I'm going to take it down to 4.5. I think the true line here is kind of sitting there around five receptions, but I like that 5.5 line for some slips as well. I think I'm going to hit that line as well over 6 yards. And I like this over 69.5 yards as well. You look at his line here, gone over this in three of the last four games. I think he's gone over this in all but one game this year as far as that yardage goes. But Beatty's facing a Rutgers team that is awful against the pass. We've targeted them before against the pass. We're going to target it, I'm sure, again before the year's over against their pass. They're 117th in pass yards allowed per game with over 266 yards per game. Um, Beatty's had actually his highest target games of the year the last couple of weeks with 11 and 12 targets against Ohio State and Washington. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for Beatty all around. I think again, you can look at the 69.5 receiving yards. You can look at the 5.5 receptions. But where I like for this slip, a little three man we're putting together, I think that 4.5, eating a little juice is a good spot to take that. Last place we're going to go on this slip for some of these earlier games is that noon game, Arizona State traveling to Iowa State. Some decent spots here. Rocco Beck has bumped a ton here. Looking around, but one place I love, I still don't understand, is Benjamin Brummer. They're not bumping him at all. He's their tight end. He has gone over this line in every Big 12 game they've played this year, including that Week 0 game. If you look at him the last 4 weeks, 29, 48, 56, 75, you have great trajectory. He's getting better every week. And have him at 27.5 receiving yards. Now, he's playing a team that you'd think would be really good against a tight end, right? Arizona State's given up at least 48 receiving yards to tight ends in 5 of their last 6 games. And those tight ends, including the one that didn't go over, average over 62 yards a game. They're giving up a ton of tight ends. Brommer's been just, eating lately. I'd love for him to put out a reception line if they're going to put this out. What are they going to put it at? 4.5. I'm going to nail that. 5.5. Probably going to hit that too. Um, he's not getting a ton of receptions. He is getting, a target line, not a reception line. He's not getting a ton of receptions, but he gets distance. He gets, a lot of distance in his target. He's getting some nice yak. And, it only takes 2 receptions. He should go over this. 3 should easily go over this. I mean, you look down at Arizona, 2 receptions, 29 yards. He's going to go over this. This is a great spot for him. This is a good spot for this Arizona State team to kind of have a good game that they need to have. And yeah, I really like this spot for him. So going back, looking at what we're doing, we have this Houston against West Virginia at home, early game, Connor Wegman over 39.5 rushing yards. We have Hank Beatty facing Rutgers at home, that awful pass defense, over 4.5 receptions. Again, I think you can take that at 5.5 receptions. I think you can look at the 69.5 receiving yards as well. One thing that Underdog's letting us do now is stack some of these lines so that 4.5 receptions with pass yards or the receiving yards might be a good place to look at well. And then Benjamin Brommer, 27.5 receiving yards. Really like that spot as well. Gonna have a few more videos out this week. Have a Friday night video up as well. If you're not in Daily Edge Sports, get over there now. And yeah, hope to see you guys around. Peace.